So, hi, Karen, whenever you're ready, if you'd like to get started.
Okay, hi, Helen. So the first question is from Santu, and he says, Dear Helen, it is clear to me that there's awareness that is aware of thoughts, body, and other phenomena. However, there's no insight to oneness or non-separation. As far as I know, there could be separate awarenesses as well. It does not seem obvious that there is only one awareness or consciousness. Could you comment on that? Thank you so much for everything.
So it's a very, very good thing to recognize, isn't it? That I am aware of awareness that's watching thoughts, etc. But it hasn't quite hit me yet that that awareness is the awareness, that my awareness and the awareness are the same thing. And it was the same, kind of feeling like a stumbling block for me along the path too. So just to look at that, and what we need to do then is to be able to prove to ourselves in our own experience that the awareness that we have, that we're just calling my awareness, I'm aware of thoughts, I'm aware of these words, the awareness is here right now, is infinite. So if we can prove that it doesn't stop anywhere, if it doesn't have any edges, awareness, then if it goes on forever, then there can only be one awareness, and that'll become very clear inside that my awareness is your awareness, is the awareness, is everyone's awareness. Everything is appearing inside that awareness. So for me, I would look at awareness. I would self-inquire and find this awareness that is not an object, it's not a thing. So when I ask myself what awareness is, when I inquire into this awareness, there's something here that is me, that isn't an object. It's purely insubstantial, intangible. And when I really looked at what that meant, I had to really investigate this a little bit. So you might need a little consistency here and persistency. Awareness is not an object. What does that mean? It doesn't have the properties of an object. An object has a size and a shape. It has a place where it is and then where it isn't. You could put an object somewhere inside a room. But if you think of the awareness itself, it's not an object. You can't really say it starts here and ends here. When I really examined awareness, I couldn't find any edge to it. So my awareness is here somewhere, wherever this body is. I can hear the thoughts going on in my head. I can be aware of my heartbeat, aware of these words even. And where does that awareness stop? When I really looked at this, I couldn't find any place in any direction from my body where it would stop. And actually I began to realize my body is inside this awareness rather than awareness being just inside this body. And I would play with this when I was sat with people and across the other side of the room, like where does my awareness stop and their awareness start? And I couldn't really feel or find any way that my awareness could stop because it's not a thing. It would be like trying to slice the empty space here with a knife. You couldn't separate it into two. And the more I looked at this, it became clearer that I had been treating the self, the awareness, the consciousness, the presence like an object. I've been thinking it's my awareness. And in that statement, my awareness is the kind of hint that it's an object, that it belongs to me. It's a something that belongs to me and it's limited. But when I actually looked, couldn't find where it stops. You can try this right now, and anyone that's watching. Your awareness is here. It's here. You know, because you can answer this question. If I ask you, are you aware right now? Is it looking at a checking and see if awareness is present? Yes, awareness is here. It's hearing these words. It's looking at this image on the screen through your eyes. It's recognizing the meaning of these words. Awareness is here. But where is that here? Is that here a physical place? Or is it something much more diffuse and vast? So as you investigate like this, it's not a familiar way of thinking. Usually we stamp the properties of an object or a thing onto awareness. Go, right, I've recognized awareness, but it doesn't feel like It's the awareness. It doesn't feel any different, actually. It just feels like, well, I've just always had this awareness. And it might not feel any different until you start to investigate and realize it doesn't stop. Something that isn't a thing can't have any edges. Even if you put some big metal or concrete block in the middle of the awareness would be inside the block too, and right through and out the other side. There's nothing you can do to something that's intangible to stop it. You couldn't cut it, slice it, burn it. It's just completely impervious to anything like that. It's a weird thing, a weird way to really look at awareness if we're not used to it. But as you play with this and try to find where your awareness stops, is it only inside your body? Can it be inside or even outside if it's not a thing? Because inside and outside are definitions that belong to objects. But awareness isn't an object. It's totally subjective. It's total experiencing. And there's no object or someone who's experiencing. There's just this, whatever this is sentient and awareness. So have a look and see where awareness is. When I ask people that, they go, well, it's here. And then if I can try and pin them down a bit with that and say, well, where is here? It's not something you can point. You can't say it's over here, over there, over here, here. It's not a thing that you could point to in a way, is it? You'd have to say it's kind of everywhere. And as you really look at awareness in that way, the thought, you can notice a thought as an object, but the awareness of it isn't an object. And because of that, it doesn't have any boundaries. It doesn't have any edges. It goes on forever. In all directions, above, below, north, east, south, west, always being here. Could never go anywhere because it is everywhere. But we have to begin to really stretch the way we think about it, because we think that we impose these qualities, for want of a better word, of objects onto it. If it's not an object and it is here, it must be everywhere. So really try and play with this. Where does your awareness stop? If there's another human body 6 feet away from you, where does your awareness stop and theirs start? Can you even have two awarenesses if it isn't actually a thing? Where would this diffuse nothingness stop and theirs start? Is that even a possibility? Or is it just there's two bodies appearing in the same awareness? Or 8 billion bodies, or whatever we want to call, whatever the number is now of human bodies. So one beingness, one awareness, and all these objects appearing inside it. And awareness is not an object. We give it subtle qualities of an object, but if we're really honest, we have to let go of even that, and then it becomes obvious and clear. There is only one awareness, and it's expressing itself through all of these forms. So have a play with that and see where you get to with that.